Hello Libra, and welcome to your mid-March 2019 love reading. I'm Jade with Yes, Yes, Yes. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. And for new people, welcome. We're gonna do use a couple different decks, the Line Strider Tarot and then the Mystical Lenormand. I'm gonna start with the Lenormand to see the path of what's going on, how the masculine and feminine are finding each other. All of the cards have been pre-shuffled, and this is just one of many readings that I do. So if you are liking my style, feel free to hit that subscribe button. And if you like this reading, give me a thumbs up. That helps the channel out so much. Drop me a comment and give me some feedback if it resonates. I'd love to hear from you. So let's figure out where this all begins for Libra. There we go. That's the beginning card. So I'm going to just be laying this out, looking for the significator cards. The masculine, there he is, and the feminine. Okay, so the masculine with the ship, the letter, I think I put that upside down, the clover, and the scythe. The lilies, the bear, the park, and the tower. The rider, and there's the feminine. Okay, so let me do this. Okay, well, she's still there. Yes, all right. So here's what's gonna happen is that I'm gonna read it. 2, 3, 4. Oh, we're gonna do this. Move the cards around. So this will be our joining two cards, and then these cards are, I'm sorry, I can't count. Now I can. Here we go. So this is the story of the masculine, this is the meeting card, and this is the story of the feminine. Right now, what I'm seeing is that the masculine's moving towards the feminine this month. So Libra, feminine. Get ready and open your arms to your masculine. And for the Libra masculine, you are moving towards, you're getting clearer on who she is and who you're going to go towards, okay? So here's what's going on for the masculine. I love these cards actually, is that there's been some swift movement in your path. You've been on a journey. You've probably been talking about it, communicating about it, and even if it's Mercury in retrograde, I think that you've been processing externally is what I mean. So a lot of people are going through this new way of being. We're looking at it, we're changing the way we did things so that we're not crazy, you know, that whole, if you do things the same way and expect to get a different result. So we're changing the way that we're doing things in order to level up, in order to live the life that's more in alignment with who we are, because we are changing. So masculine, you have been changing, and I think you've been processing externally about it. This is good for you. And it's been happening a lot, okay? It's been happening very quickly for you. So you might have gotten some whiplash through your spiritual changes. And the meeting point here is the lilies. The lily card is a card of antiquity. It's also a card of sensuality. So when you and your feminine meet, or feminines, when you meet your masculine, there will be this connection that is deeply sensual. It will feel as if it is fated. It will feel as if it will go for a long time, okay? For the feminine, what's going on for you is that there's been we've got some kind of issue in your community where perhaps you were kind of burdened by or overwhelmed by someone. There was a strong figure in your community. And so what I feel like is that you might have pulled yourself away, just kind of went into a little bit of isolation just because this situation might have been overbearing, overwhelming. This can also be like a boss, okay? So if you have a boss and you have a community workspace, I think that you just needed to pull yourself away from this situation just to not be affected. That's what I mean. So you might have had a lot of responsibility at work, things that have just come up that have been taking over, and so you're not really thinking about love. You've had to just check off this work situation with your your coworkers, with your boss. That's really where your focus has been. So that's what I'm feeling for you. But again, I feel like you're wrapping this up so that then you can focus on something that's much more enjoyable, which would be relationship. Okay, so now that we have that as part of our story, we're going to clarify with the Line Strider deck. Did I kind of centralize those? I don't really know where my central point is anymore. It seems that the camera shifts around. Okay, so the Line Strider deck. Here's what I'm looking for: is that central card. What is the issue? What is the energy that you two are sharing? Okay, Five of Pentacles, but it's in the reverse. So the Five of Pentacles is a card of feeling left out, FOMO, right? It's things going on so quickly that we can't keep track, and we're just, you know, kind of dusted. We're left out while things are going on. What I'm feeling here is that you're actually being included. You feel like you have figured out the path, the pace, what's going on in the world around you, and people are including you. And even if, what I'll say is that even if you have been excluded in the past, you're now so strong on your own that you don't even care, right? It doesn't feel the same way. So if you've been pushed into having to work on your own, so feminine, if you had to, at work, you couldn't do the project with your coworkers, you had to finish it up by yourself, you don't even care anymore. It's not anything that's bothersome to you. There's no emotional tie to it, okay? And for the masculine, there was so much of a change with you in your journey that I think it came from. This might have triggered everything, is that you felt left out and you're like, you know what? If you're gonna nix me out of this, then I'm gonna do things in my own way, in a new way. So I think that's also, both of you have gained power from being pushed out. I think that's great. And let me even say, being pushed out, it can mean, let me just give another statement of that one. If something wasn't going your way, if it was more difficult for you to achieve your goals in the past because someone was working against you, they weren't supportive of you. So that's what I mean, is like the not having the support, not having to do things on your own. This is where your power is, and this is what also has been going on for both of you, okay? Regardless of if you're in a relationship or not. This is a bind. This is what the connection's about. All right, masculine, we have the Four of Wands, ready for relationship, ready to build, ready to have a stable foundation, ready to offer this to another. I think this is definitely part of your emotional and your spiritual new journey. You're realizing, hey, I want a relationship. I want to be connected to someone and actually what I'll say, Libra, is that I feel like all Libras want this. It's just you don't think about it. You don't know how to do it. It's not, even though it's natural, I think that once you bring presence of mind or in presence of heart to what you truly want, it naturally occurs for you. But I think that things come to you in a way that feels good. It may not feel exactly right, but it feels good enough. And I think that you take that. You're like, all right, well, this will work for me for a while. But I feel that right now you've gotten to a point where you are deciding what you truly want, and you're putting that energy out rather than just receiving whatever comes in, whatever feels almost right. Okay. And there's a lot of power in that. And I think that's what's going on specifically for the masculine. Even so here for the feminine with this Queen of Cups, similar energy, right? Having the ability to be compassionate, nurturing of herself emotionally and to those others emotionally without losing any of your personal energy. You know, your cup runneth over kind of thing, okay? So you're able to be this for others and for yourself. These are really powerful cards right now. Libra is taking charge, not accepting whatever, you know, could have almost been the perfect blessing. I think you really want that perfect blessing. You want that perfect relationship. And if you are in relationship and you're working towards that, that's what we're talking about here. Okay, so we've got for the masculine, and again, think about this. This is the path of you moving what you're processing to get back to each other. So the masculine, we have the Three of Cups in reverse. Sometimes in relationship readings, we talk about this being a third-party situation. Well, what I look at as third parties is that, you know, you have two people involved, and then you have this other thing. It doesn't have to actually be a person. So if it's two people and one person's job, two people and one person's mother, two people and one person's fear. You see what I'm saying? There's a third thing involved that's not helping the situation. If this was in the upright, that would mean that this is, great, everybody's having fun times, maybe overindulging. Well, the Three of Cups in the reverse is saying that we're coming from a place of wanting to heal this third thing that doesn't belong, okay? So for the masculine, we were talking about there's a huge shift spiritually. So I think that's what we're healing, okay? It's also, if you were overindulging in, in drugs and alcohol and whatever that got you to a place of complacency, I think that you might be coming out of that. There's no more complacency. Again, you're not just accepting what feels all right. You're saying, this is what I truly want because this is what will feel great for me. Okay? Great energy, masculine. For the feminine, we have the Ace of Swords. It came out in the reverse. Now this is, again, Mercury retrograde. This can be holding your tongue, not quite speaking your truth, feeling through it, not being so clear with your words, so decisive with your words that they're cutting. And I think this is actually a good way of being right now because we're still working on what we truly want and expressing that. So we're going through the process of deciding what we truly want. And if we express it too quickly, we could be misconstrued, or we could not quite have gone through the thought process of if we really wanted that after all, right? So you're in this place of really considering what you want and how you're going to ask for it, feminine. All right, beautiful energy. I really like this reading for you, Libra. Okay, let's see, where else are we? Three of Pentacles and Justice, your card in the reverse. Okay, so Three of Pentacles came out in the reverse. So holding off. I like that the masculine is like holding off on this 3 situation, right? Just wanting to be a 2, really, or wanting to build this 4. You're like, no 3s. 3s don't work for me. This is a collaborative relationship. This is, and it can even be at work. So if the masculine was going through some kind of work issue where he had to make the change, even if this is about that spiritual enlightenment from the past, it is doing things in a different way. So doing things on your own, maybe, and not necessarily getting caught up with other people in their process. That's what I'm feeling from this card. Pentacles also have to do with food, clothing, shelter, health, well-being. So this can be a taking care of you and those physical nature elements, even your money, right? Taking care of those things without the connections of others, really doing things on your own, okay? Not wanting to work with others. That's what the Three of Pentacles in reverse is about. It's like, nope, I'm not going to collaborate. Nope, I'm going to do things on my own. I'm going to do them my way. All right, masculine. For the feminine, we've got the Justice card. This is the Libra card in reverse. So a little bit of imbalance here, okay? And again, this is the process that the feminine's going through. So the feminine might have been feeling imbalanced. We could go back to the work situation for the feminine, and that, there was the co-workers and that authoritative, so perhaps a boss, and it wasn't balanced, so you had to pull back, okay? Hold your tongue, even though you wanted to offer compassion and emotional support, or just be that loving person that you are naturally. You had to hold back, you had to pull back a bit, just because I'm feeling that people were starting to take advantage of you, and you sensed it, and you're like, nope, I can't do it. I cannot put my energy out there in a way that it's not going to come back and support me. I think this is, again, a beautiful position for you, feminines, okay? Now, we're going to move back towards each other. So this will be interesting to see how the energies move back towards each other. Look at that. So many cards just flipping. I'm not taking any of these because they're just crazy. They're just crazy. Okay. Here we go. Libra. Thank you for making it clearer for me. Okay, Four of Pentacles for the masculine came out in the reverse. Okay, so letting go, maybe letting go of a, well, we've been talking about the spiritual journey that you're going on. So starting to let go of this situation, perhaps this, these third party things that just weren't working. So if it was an emotional bind, if it was a work or a financial bind, you're just letting go of it all. Releasing and surrendering to the process, which, I do appreciate. I want to make sure that you're still choosing what's best, not necessarily just letting the default happen, okay, masculine? So just make sure that you're still in control and that you are not just accepting whatever because you're a good person and good things, happen to you. You're a great person and let's manifest great things, okay? But you're letting go of this issue, these threes in the past that just weren't serving you. Feminine, we've got the Lover's card. This is Gemini energy, so this is a sister sign for you. With it being in the upright, the balance is coming back. This is, the choice card, right? So you have a choice between, and it's not necessarily two lovers, but this is a choice that you have between two things to move forward. And this is, if you're going to choose yourself versus these coworkers, if you're going to choose yourself over, what other people are asking of you. Just make sure, again, I'm going to say the same thing because I'm feeling this, that for the feminine, you're also in a place of manifesting quite a bit, and just make sure you're not manifesting by default, that you're not just accepting things coming your way, but that you're actually choosing things that are, choosing the relationship that is best for you, choosing a work environment that is best for you, where you're going to blossom. Not just accepting whatever just because maybe the money's good, just because maybe you've handled it and you've been there for years. There are so many ways that you can blossom, and you have the power in this. Yeah, you have the power. You have the power in this, Libra. Okay, let's get two more cards for masculine and feminine. Death in reverse, Nine of Cups in reverse. Hey now, okay. So we have the Death card in reverse, Scorpio card in the reverse. So masculine, even though you've done a lot of work, there's still a little bit of resistance to that transformation, but that change needs to occur, okay? I have one more final card, and I think that's going to bring it all together. But we have just a little bit of resistance. Maybe you have a resistance to a Scorpio, but there's just a little bit of resistance in this process. So you might just be, and again, we're in Mercury retrograde. Take your time. You have, 3 more weeks to really shed it all out. Shed it all. Let it all go so that you can be fully reborn in the way that you're choosing. So don't resist it, just allow it. Remember, we were talking about letting go. So letting go for that transformation to occur, okay? I feel like you see it, there's still a need to be active in the transformation, and you don't have to. It's happening. The transformation's happening, but your activity is in choosing the next step, okay? Just to be clear. Feminines, you have the Nine of Cups. This is the Wish card. It came out in reverse. So I feel like there is a knowledge that anything that you want can come to you. And I feel like this is your resistance here. So very interesting. So the knowledge that you can bring in any kind of relationship, you can bring in any kind of work situation, you can bring in the money. You know that you have the magic to do so, okay? And that's the truth. That word, that magic is yours. There's an issue with the Nine of Cups also with the being able to manifest so greatly that it's almost as if your ego takes over. So I'm feeling that when you make this choice, we talked about your choice that you have in creating the life or allowing for whatever is on your level to be a part of your life, you're checking your ego. You're making sure that this is really truly in alignment and not necessarily what this ego story might have been. That's a really nice card for you in this lineup here, okay? Now I have one more card for you both. I want to see what the final bond is. What's really going to bring you two together. Nine of Pentacles, okay? So once you both see all that you have, all that you can create on your own, this Nine of Pentacles, that's when you two can step forward together. So for the masculine who's been going through this journey, this spiritual awakening, this new way of being, when you make all of those transformations, when you step into your power of doing things on your own, letting go, embracing the transformation, knowing that it's going to be a stable connection for you, that's when you're going to be in this Nine of Pentacles energy. For the feminine, this is work related, or I don't know, I was reading it as work related, so let me go back to this, is that, you know, when you are back into your power, speaking your truth, give it a couple of weeks. Again, this Mercury retrograde, you're going to make the choice of what's best for you in your life. You're going to be cutting people out, cutting things out, because there's just no time for that. And you're going to do it in a way that's not coming from ego, but truly what is best for you. When you've gotten to that point, that is when you two can meet. It's a beautiful way of being here. This Nine of Pentacles energy, because you've already up-leveled, right? And now you're ready to see each other in this new place. This, you know, it's as if you go to a new destination. You know, let me go to Hawaii. I want to go to Hawaii. I've always wanted to go to Hawaii. Let me just go. I don't know anybody there. Why not? Show up. And then this other person who decided to go to Hawaii on their own shows up, and you just see each other. So it's one of those kind of situations where when you step into your full power, your full magic, the beauty of who you are, when you start seeing that in yourself, the other person will see that as well. And if this is an ongoing relationship, it's the same thing. The process that you're going through is the same thing. And that when the feminine sorts out this issue at work, when the masculine sorts out his issue spiritually and his new way of being, that's when you're going to see each other and you're going to level up. Beautiful reading, Libra. I'd love to hear how this resonates for you, so let me know in the comments below. I'm going to send you all of my love. I'll see you guys next time.